Good morning. Whew, huh. I got up really late today. How's everybody doing? And I am live from the RV today. Here we go. See, we're back. There's the bedroom back there. The cockpit up there. So I have an RV. I can go live from my RV. I can't figure out how to get my blind up. Somehow it's stuck. Dang it. Oh well, I'm gonna grab my coffee cup. It's very quiet out here, so it seems kind of odd. So quiet. And by the way, it's cold, and I don't know how to turn my stuff on. I guess we'll learn. All right, let's start from the top. Kaylee. Elliot Rig, maybe you and Richard could watch some Hobotech reviews. Yep, absolutely. And I've watched Hobotech in the past. I mean, he has, it's a great channel. True. I don't, you were probably talking to somebody else. I don't have a Jackery yet. It should be coming to the mail is all I can say. That or I just got screwed for some money. My own fault. You know, when something is too good to be true, I'm 59. I know what that means. It's too good to be true. D. Derringer. Oh, eating pad thai at the moment. Oh, yes. That's why I'm sitting in my motorhome today. Kaylee. Hello, Catherine Cook. Bob's Adventure. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. TGIF. TR show is on. Where are we staying? Thank you for coming in. Fordman, aka Kenneth Oakes. Thank you, Roy and Becky, so much for the. Just a moment. I'm muted? Well, that's not right. I shouldn't be, it shows me unmuted, Kaylee. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Sissy's RV Journey. Thank you for coming over. And again, Roy and Becky, thank you. Mad Cat 61207. Thank you. I don't know who you are yet. You're having technical problems, Kaylee. All right. I'm sorry. There's a newbie to the channel for me. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope that you're having a good day wherever you're at. Cindy Wheeler, thank you for coming. Naj Ruqui, I wonder if I say that even right, even remotely right, Naj. Naj or Naj. R. Fatima Jaffrey, thank you for coming. Alberta Hinksman, hello to you. I think I jumped ahead. You're with your tribe and hubby. It's a muscle pain hole. Boondocking with Boomer. Hello, Lance. Glad you're here today. James Cantonese. Hello, hello. Okay, and hubby did get his phone. Hello, Richard. Richard, I don't know how to turn on the heat. It's a little cold out here. I don't know anything yet. I just don't know anything yet. All right, so let's go to the bottom of the chat. Cool, listening, working. I'm working and drinking coffee. If I could take this coffee lid off without spilling it all over everything. Okay, got it off. I don't like to drink through the little hole. It's just weird. All right, I need a little, I've not had a sip of coffee. Rob on the road. Haley is having technical difficulties today. So I'm on my phone. I could have brought my laptop. What was I thinking? So I didn't wake up till like 9:45. That is just not me, people. I am up and going. Eddie, ETI-NEFL. ETI-NFL. Hello. Glad you're here, Eddie. All right. So, I just thought we could chat today, and I did not get a speaker for today because I was so distracted. You know, and oh, here we go. You just push it up. All right, I got it up. That's out my side window. Whoops. I don't have to move that because this is moving. It's dry in here, completely dry. So yes, yesterday was a long stream. Yesterday was a long day because I just heard a beep somewhere. So it is plugged in. So I know I'm supposed to be able to turn it on, the heat. I just don't know how. But that's all right. I've got on a coat and a sweater, a jacket and a sweater. So I did my live stream 4.5 hours, which was, I thought I was going on 3 hours. I did not have a clue I was going on 4.5. I will look it up on YouTube. I was out here day before yesterday and spent some time. I want to do a drawing of in here and kind of lay out how much area. So this particular, I could really truly take out this dinette and put in, well, I've gotten the insurance. I'm insured. And today I have to drive completely out of our community. I have to go, hello, Justin and Christina's RV van life. How are you guys doing? And little baby Michael. I'll think of him as baby because that's kind of the last time I saw him on here. So I have to drive about 30 miles north of Eugene to go get a title and whatnot. I had to make an appointment online, and to get one in Eugene, I was going to be the middle of January. I'm not going to be here in January. Okay. So I needed to take care of it. Hold on. Hey, how do I turn on the heat? Well, it wasn't plugged in. It wasn't plugged in? I unplug it every night. Okay. Because I unplug everything every night. Okay, so I'll show you how to do the heat. Okay. All right. Are we live right now? Okay, Brent's going to show us how to do the heater. Okay, so there's the thing right here on or off. Yes. Up. And once it stops beeping, then I'll show you. So it has to beep. I did not know this. So he's teaching me something. Stop beeping, that's on. Okay. So you have propane now. So push that in. Push it in? See where it says start off? So you push it down. Can you listen? Don't let go. Now keep holding. Now let go. Now turns it on. You're going to push that over. Okay. Off, on. And then we turn it up. So to turn this, I'm going to have to, do I have to turn this off in a particular way? Just that right there? Okay. Hold that down again. Okay. My hearing.
And then you control the speed right here.
Okay.
But when you leave the RV, turn this to off and press that down to off.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Maybe crack a window. I hate leaving it in here with it going.
Why?
Because what if there's like a propane leak and then you get dead from propane poisoning? So just, I told Dad, watch your live stream, make sure she doesn't die.
Fred, I'm not gonna die. Say hi.
Hi. Bye. I'm gonna be late to my doctor appointment.
Okay. So there we go. We have heat. He's so sweet. Brenda, I have a great kid. He's a very good son. I love that boy so much. New Horizons. Hello. Good morning to you, or good afternoon, I assume. I hear you're on your way out to Quartzsite. Is that true? Are you headed out there? Yes, he's a good son, Lance. He just showed me how to turn on the heat because it's a little chilly today. Not too bad. Look, Haley, New Horizons, kind of like, yeah, it's nice to have heat. So what my thought is, tell me what you think of taking this booth out. Whoops. Taking the booth out. I can't really take the whole booth out. So, oh, you son of a dog. This is the problem with using phones to do this with. Yes, a technician is coming out on the 10th and walking through it with us. And we also made friends with a man, the one that I was going to buy, the Class A that's out near us. That was just what I called the frumpy. It just seemed frumpy to me. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I take my booth out and I lose a lot of storage for all. Yes. Oh Lord. So here's the other thought is that putting in a bench area on the back side here, taking the table out and keeping it somehow. And so that there's more seating and getting a lagoon table in place of the everyday life, to work with, to eat with. I love lagoon tables. So yes, underneath where I'm sitting is water. Well, it's where the water tank is. I would think twice before taking out the dinette. Do you really not like it? Seems like it's convenient right now. Yes. Yes, it is. It is. It's all right. It will work. Probably what I'd like to do is add an area on the back side of between, this way. Not that you can really see what I'm saying. No tub, California. We get the meds, you said. Oh, I'm sorry, your carpal tunnel. I'll tell you, my older sister, one of them, she had at one time, about 15 years ago, she had her neck done. She had a ruptured disc in her neck. She had a ruptured disc in her neck. So they did both carpal tunnels in her hands and her neck at the same time. Her sister-in-law moved in order to take care of Nancy. That's true. I have to look up a lagoon table. Lagoon tables are so cool. The mount, it's really the mount. People put all kinds of tables on lagoon mounts. It's a mount that allows you to move it any direction you want. You understand that these tables are stationary, and that's fine, and it's okay. It works fine. I think I'm just trying to find something to do, to change, because I now have this. When you're using propane, all right. So Brent was worried. He told his dad to watch my live stream. Hold on, I'll crack a window. Okay, I've cracked the window over the sink. And if Brent's on here, I cracked the window over the sink. Sorry, this was already asked, but what RV? Oh, that's fine. What RV did you get? Basically, what company and how big is it? So it is a 24-foot. Yes, it's small, but it's not our forever home. It's 24-foot Chevy Eldorado, and it's a 1991. And I know that that's old, but I'm telling you, this is an exceptional shape. It's an exceptional shape. And I had very limited funds, but I looked all over the state and I'm very satisfied with what I got. I didn't settle, other than I would like to have a longer rig with a couch as well as the dinette. That's ideal, I think, for anybody, most people. But it's just Richard and I. And by the way, the passenger seat swivels all the way around. So the passenger seat swivels all the way around. We have room. I thought I saw somebody walking. Yes. Little Richard bringing patty cake out. Oh, come on, patty cake. Here's my baby girl. Yes, hi, baby. Hi, baby. All right. So, and there's Richard on the road. Eventually. So, anyways, yeah, I cracked a window. Brent was worried I was going to die. I love that kid. So yes, Justin and Christina. What, honey? Warmer. Yes, it's warmer. It was very cold. It warms right up. So the heat works excellent. The AC works excellent. The motor runs super strong. And I'm very happy with it as far as that stuff goes. The stuff that will get us around and allow us to travel. Oh, and Richard put a battery in the clock. So anyways, as far as all that, I'm good. I don't feel concerned about it. Yes, Kaylee, I know. I did. And it's cracked. Yes, she's back there on the bed. She gets in there, she gets up on the bed, and then she starts tearing it up. It must have a full timetable. I'm easily pleased you, yet can I find something? I hear you. There are certain things I wasn't willing to compromise on. I had to be able to get in a bed. I had to. So that for us was the number one. We either needed twin beds or we needed preferably a queen walk around, but we could not find a queen walk around in a rig that we actually wanted to live in. And so we're happy with this one as far as that goes. I am going to change out the back. Hey, before I forget to do this, and I don't know if everybody was on here yesterday, if you want to be in a drawing for $25 gift card and want to help us out, if you want to run our playlist, we have an everything list on our as one of the lists. If you want to run that for us, we're like 560 hours now away from 4,000 watch hours. And it is a gas engine. And yes, 8-cylinder, it's a 350. The engine is a 350, so it's not the biggest one, but that allows us to get, she said, about 13 miles per gallon. Now, I've driven vans. Most of my vans Dodge Grand Caravans have all been around 16 miles per gallon. So to have this ability to travel and have comfort and a shower and a bed that I actually can get in, and a place to make meals. It has a good size freezer. I'm shocked. It's a freezer, a real freezer. And so yeah, it works well. It works well. I'm starting to get the interested in getting in here and doing something. Oh, so what I was going to say, if you can't, you can't. I totally understand. If you can run the playlist, send me an email at burning up the roads 1, not the number 1, not the word, burning up the roads 1 at gmail.com, and come to the live stream on Sunday, and you go into a drawing for a $25 gift card. So far, the only one I have is Victoria May Wallace. She has is running the playlist, but I would like it to be it would be fun if more people. It would be fun to be able to have people that are going to run it, and we'll do a drawing. But if Vicky's the only one, then we'll be Vicky. Let's see what else here. Low freezer. It's a huge freezer. I'm a little shocked, like I said. Did the playlist. Oh, it's been same here. Did the playlist twice, not entering. Oh, I'm like Dee in that respect. I think, if we want to give something away, we should give it away. I enjoy giving to other people. Truly, it's part of my DNA. It was just bred into me. Sissies this is the same as my short bus, good fuel, not a gas hog. Yeah. Because the people we bought this from, they had a Class A that got 5 miles per gallon. Yeah, that one does not, but that one does all the way. And there's a ton of storage. There is a ton of storage, but yeah, I think I just would like, and I'm going to talk to Richard and see how we could do it, is to put another bench on the back side of this so that we could have, it would be just a little more comfortable, and the lagoon table. I've wanted a lagoon since I saw it. D. Derringer, Kaylee. It's just our playlist that says everything. And if you run the playlist, send me an email and come to so that I know, so I can have everything ready, and come to next Sunday's live stream, and you'll be in the running for a $25 gift card. All right. Can you send me an email? Because I'll forget, Fatima. Burning up the roads 1 at gmail.com. And that puts 2 in the running. Thank you. New horizons. So I know, Susan, but underneath where I'm sitting, I suppose, so here's a thought. We could take out the other side, because I'm telling you, we have so much storage in here. I don't even know what we're going to put in all these places. And then, of course, there's that overhead bunk area that nobody is going to use, except for the night we go light looking. We're going to go Christmas, me and my family, to try and help my little sister with all of this transition. We're going to go Christmas light looking. And we have beautiful areas in this town that do their lights on their houses. Fantastic. And I figure we can fit a few people in here. And there are seat belts under these seats. So under me is the water. I know I can't really get rid of that because I don't know where I would put this big water thing. As a matter of fact, I'd like to double the water capacity. Does anybody know if that's possible? I mean, I'm assuming I could just put it underneath the one across from me. If I wanted to double the water and have double the amount of water on board, could I just put it underneath the bench across from me. So if you're knowledgeable in that, I would love to know that. At Home with Debbie. I don't know. You're new to my channel. Welcome, Debbie. And yes, you're right. Recliners. So that's where this a little bit bigger rig would have come in handy, because we could have taken out the couch and put in recliners. We have some limited, but this bench seat is very comfortable. These were like never sit on. It feels like there's no bodies that have smushed them down. Here. All right. I can help you when I get to courtside. I'm traveling with a sewing machine and some fabric. You're so sweet, Susan. So you guys are on the road for courtside now? I can't wait to meet everybody. It brings tears to my eyes because it feels like I know you. And I know we don't really all know each other, but it is like a little family. And it's exciting. I'm emotionally attached to doing this. That's all I can say. Alberta Hinksman, who won the game last night? The game, nobody. So how I play the game is that since everybody's internets are, some are slower, some are blazing fast, I don't give a winner for that, because I'm extremely competitive person, and it would piss me off if I because my internet was slow, but I got in. It's just, anyways, at the end of the whole night, well, at the end of 2 hours, I think it was, we did a number drawing. Anybody who was in there was eligible for it. And I can't remember who won it, but they did email me. And I need to take care of it.
I won.
You did not win because you do not play. Okay, sorry to be so ignorant, but how do I run the playlist? Don't be, you're not, so I'm ignorant of many things to do with this. It just means lack of knowledge. So how you run the playlist is you go to my channel and you go to playlists. It should say right up kind of at the top, playlist is one of the options. Click on playlist and then scroll through till you find the playlist that says everything. And pretty much, I think everything I've done should be on there. It actually takes a couple days, but don't worry if you can only run it for a few hours. Something's better than nothing. Kaylee, at Home with Debbie, you are so generous, but maybe do a one-time gift to the person. What? I don't know. The keys? Oh, and I got this up. It's not as hard as I thought. I just didn't want to hurt it. Oh, I'm not done yet. The email will come after I finish. Okay. Eastman. You don't even necessarily have to watch. Did you hear that just start up? It starts right up. It's just a nice, we got really lucky. And I knew my gut, I'm really good at my gut instincts. And I knew my gut instinct was right. I'd seen enough garbage that I knew that this was not garbage.
It's got problems living.
Yeah, it's got some problems, but nothing.
Leaking down that one wall on the outside.
Okay.
Maybe it's old. You said it was there when they got it.
I
don't know.
It doesn't look like there's any leaks on the inside of this.
Well,
nowhere.
Okay.
We looked really good, honey. We looked in all of the cupboards. That's one of the things that impressed me is there is every seam in here seems very solid. Thank you for putting that up, Kaylee. If you can't remove the bench with water under it, add a table there and put a recliner next to it. Just remove one bench. That was what I was thinking. Or since I'm that would be nice. We have a really good recliner that I use. It was my father's. My nephew bought it for him. It raises, and sometimes it came in handy when I had my knees replaced. It came in very handy with that. So it's, but it is a plug-in. You know, it's electric. It doesn't smell in here. It just is nice. I can't wait to go someplace. So today we're going to get it tagged and licensed.
Are we?
Yes, at 3:30. We have to be up north about 30 miles from here.
Brownsville?
Brownsville. I believe it's Brownsville.
I hope you know where we're going.
Well, it's also written down. So,
Okay.
but it's in the neighborhood of Brownsville. Jill Weatherly, good morning. Burning up the roads. Good morning to you, Jill. Let's go back here to Horizons.
Good morning, everyone.
Richard says, good morning. Chat jumped on me. Okay, there's storage containers that I can recommend that go between the chairs so you don't lose storage. Well, that's a good idea. Okay, that's always a good idea. And I know that taking these benches out, I would not take the bench. So I have to talk with Richard to see what he thinks about adding another water. If we want to take the benches out or if more water is important. I'm not even sure how many gallons is under here. I mean, it looked like it's a big container. One time housewarming gift. Oh gosh, you do not have to do that. Rob on the road. So that came to my mind too. Think about weight of the added water and the strength of the area you're planning on adding it to. Not all parts of the chassis, the frame are as strong as the next. Yeah, that actually came to mind when I was saying that. So when I talk it through out loud, you can sit in the chair and have a working desk to work off on and have TV trays eat. Yep, that's true. And by the way, the area in front of the passenger seat is huge. I could literally have some kind of desk, some kind of something up there to work on when we're traveling. When I'm not driving, I love to drive though. When he's driving again, it's going to be weird for me because I love to drive.
We want Daddy. What do you want, baby?
I don't know what's going on there, sweetie. So you're leaving December 16th. Oh gosh, that's coming up. 10 days, 10 or 9 days. You probably could move the water tank, but there definitely would be some plumbing to do. So that is something. So Richard is not yet well. His surgery has really messed with him. And so he is not up to a major fix. So we probably will leave things as they are for right now. Oh, dear Lucretia, it is like minds with the same interests coming together and enjoying one another's comments. Absolutely. That's perfect. I was just curious because I left. We missed.
This is plugged into the water heater run.
See, I don't know.
Because if it works, I'm sure there's water in it because the water came out of there.
Well, and so here's a question. Speaking of ignorant, we're plugged into our house, okay? The electricity. Would the water heater work? Just curious. Or, I don't know. We don't know how that works. Sit in a recliner sit in a recliner with a rolling table that I invented that rolls over my chair arms with my computer on it, and I eat on its rolling table also. Works for me. Trivia game just for fun points. Quick number guesses game has prize. Yes. Thank you for explaining that. My hubby and I are looking into getting a camper and traveling for just camping at a few places. When I was a kid, we camped all the time. my family, we were very big into camping. And then Richard and I camped some. We camped a lot when we were first married. We literally lived in a tent at the coast in Oregon here, and we made earrings. We had a dome tent. I don't even know if you could stand up in it. Could you? You couldn't. It was so small you couldn't even stand up in it. You know, those were days of a different era for us, though, physically. And we worked on the floor, and we literally, yeah, we literally paid off a brand new car, selling our earrings, making them and putting them in shops. So you're right, Sissy. More weight, more gas used.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to have to learn how to conserve. I do. I will be. Richard, what kind of these are dead here in the windowsill?
Yeah.
What is that?
Bug. Those are bugs. Mostly pinchers.
Okay. So, oh, hon, you know what?
Beetles.
It's going to be amazing time.
Live.
I'll leave December 16th. So we have to come over. I'm afraid. So when we come, I would like to leave the 26th. I'd like to leave right after Christmas. I'd like to be down there on New Year's Eve. We'll see. But we have to come over. There's two directions we can go, really. We either have to come over the Siskiyou Summit Pass, and I know that there's somebody who wants to travel with us. I'm trying to think. Oh God, Rat Pack, Nomadic Rat Pack wants to travel with us, and we will be going right past his house, basically, so to speak. And
you get changed for this.
We have to get changed because the Siskiyou Summit at the time of year we'll be traveling around Christmas, and it's ugly. It's just ugly, and I know my heart's going to be jumping out of my skin. But we will be all fueled up, and lots of things we will need in case we get. Sometimes they close it down with people up there on the summit. Hello, Wandering Gypsy Vanner. Oh, cool. It's gonna be really interesting to meet everybody. I can't wait to meet you. New Horizons. I just took the recliners out of our house. So if I was able to do that, I would do it. But I think well, I don't believe we need the storage that's under that bench. That's how much storage we have. We could theoretically remove that bench and put in a recliner and the lagoon table and keep this bench where the water is.
Recliner would take up a lot of.
I know, but it would only be out whenever when we were stationary. As far as the recliner itself would just not take up. I mean, it would just be in that corner.
Okay, it has to be this far from the wall, in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
This far, and then it would stick out this far.
Yeah, no further than this table.
The corner of it would.
We could handle it. Not when it was put in. All right, we'll have that conversation later. I can tell your face, burn up the roads, that you're at peace for the long search. I am. It feels good to finally have something, and something that I like, and something that I feel safe in. Because, New Horizons said their water heater is propane. And our water heater may be too. So there's some things I'm assuming you can use when you're plugged in, and some things that you can't. Well, with the propane on, and I don't believe we have propane right now, do we?
I don't think so.
No, the propane is empty.
Let's see.
And Boondocking Boomer Lance said that it works off.
It looks like
Okay, so here's what this says.
Bad. Okay.
And then here's this little thing over here
Generator.
for the generator. Oh, we do too. That came with this. It's attached. Picture came with this. And we both like it. You don't need to be plugged in. So no, but we think that there's no propane. We don't need a shower. I would like to run the shower just to see. So Lucretia, for camping, we have those collapsible 3 to 5 gallon water jugs. Maybe you can put under the bed that carry a long flex funnel to add to turn. Oh, that's a good idea. At home with Debbie, grew up camping also. We camped all over Oregon. My father was a fireman in a volunteer fire department, and they did in the summer parades all over the area, all over Oregon, and went to trainings, and the families went, and we camped, and it was very fun. I love it when you guys test the links for me. I try to make sure they work. Sometimes I get it wrong. Okay, water heaters usually propane. All right, so that's kind of what we thought, but we tent camp now and love it. I wish I could tent. So 2 weekends ago, I was just very depressed over the process because people were claiming to have these rigs that were in condition that they were not. And we were traveling hours to get places and to see them. And so the 2 weekends ago, I was so depressed. I was laying in bed and I was literally looking at really nice tents, good sized tent.
Did you show them this heater?
Okay. Richard wants me to show you this heater. It's like a secondary.
If anybody knows about it.
Okay. Sorry. Does anybody know about those heaters? And so I was looking at all kinds of setups, a tent, a good, nice tent, even possibly tent that you could put a wood stove in. I just wanted it. I wanted to go. And a shower tent to go with it. It camped since 1999. It's been many years since we've camped. I would say good 20 years. Alberta Hinksman. So you're too crippled up too. So sometimes there's limitations that, Susan is a great example of someone who has limitations. I have limitations. I can still walk, but not well. I have extreme nerve damage in my legs. I've had 12 back surgeries in the last 10 or 11 years. And 2 were massive, major back surgeries. I have a pretty significant amount of nerve damage. So my legs are getting weaker all the time. And part of my need to get going is that I believe there will come a time when I may not be able to walk anymore or get in and out of a rig like this. So one of our problems with Class A's, the older Class A's, was that the doghouse was way too big for me. I could not climb over it. First of all, I have short legs to start with. And secondly, I got stuck on one. It felt like I was almost stuck. I thought, oh my God, are you gonna have to call an ambulance to come and get me out of here? I was in trouble. And so the newer Class A's have little to no doghouse, really. I mean, they've figured out how to do it right. And I get in and out of this. It's a moderate struggle, but I can do it on my own. I don't need any help. Some of them I needed my husband or my son to stand up in to counterbalance because the step up was so high and there's so much weakness in my legs. So I found a rig that works for me for now. And there's also another channel, and I was watching last night. He is in a wheelchair. And so they have a rig that
Hey,
you want to go with Daddy?
hey, come. Hey,
Okay, I can get her down.
come on. Come on, baby.
So Richard's going in. See if Patty wants to go in with him. So, you know, they found a way to work it, you know, and he is in a wheelchair. He does not walk at all. If anybody knows that channel, please tell me who it is, because I know I would know the name. Yes. Okay. All right. If you want to turn that off, you can. It's very warm now. For instance, there's two things you have to turn off there.
Well, turn them down.
Okay. So anyways, there's ways around that if you have the means. That's one of the problems, because an undermount, so I checked on, it's called a UVM, under vehicle mount, to get put into a Class A, because I thought that's what we found one that had an under vehicle mount, but it did not, the rest of it wasn't worth buying. But an under vehicle mount, where the mount is under the vehicle frame and it comes out and raises up, it's about $18,000 to install. And because they have to rebuild the door. I've checked, I contacted the company and I asked them. They rarely do them in a Class C. Occasionally they do them in a Class C. It's mainly Class A's and automobiles. It's all right. Just leave it alone. It's fine. I know what it is. Yeah. No, he didn't touch that. That's just
comfort control.
That one is down there.
Temperature.
Okay. We didn't use that at all, honey. We really have to go to RV school. So anyways, I don't have $18,000 to put a mount on a vehicle. That's the air conditioner. We're okay.
Okay.
I got it.
You think you have to turn on?
Yeah. Just turn it's not as hot, so that's good.
Turn it down.
All right. So I'm not into buying an $18,000 lift. So that's part of why I came out. We're going out now. Electric heater should work as long as you don't have coffee pot plugged in or using a microwave at the same time. Okay. Good to know. Look for a switch for hot water heater. It usually is inside near the sink. White. Yeah, well, there's switches all over the place. We do really have to go through this better than we have. Richard said they're bugs. I know they're bugs. Okay, Richard, but I didn't want to say I know they're bugs, Richard. But he tried to come up with something. Camping therapy. Hello, Doreen. Thank you for coming in. Electric heat is extremely expensive. Use it as a last resort. Yes, yes, clearly, yes, ma'am. You would prefer having the water. I have to check and look at, we have all of the manuals. So I need to check and see how many, I don't even know how many gallons of gas this holds. I need to look and see how many gallons of water it holds. Here's one of the things that I will be buying, and I hope that all of you have watched his videos, is David from Gone Boondocking, and the hour shower, where you use about a half a gallon of water and you could use it for an hour. It's done through a filtering system. He has invented it. He is one of us. He is out there. He is someone who is living boondocking, and he's a brilliant guy. And he's working on some kind of toilet, and I believe also some kind of cover for generators because they're so loud. You need to only go left or right. Yes, it's a good idea too. I believe it's a good idea too. You know, and by the way, Troy is extremely knowledgeable person in all things RVing. Ruby's Life in Oregon. Hello to you. I'm glad you're stopping in. Nice to see you. Well, to know you're here anyways. Take a mechanic along. So yeah, once Richard is well, and I just have to keep saying that, once he's well, Richard is very knowledgeable of mechanics. He's worked on all of our vehicles, kept them running, done very good job. As a matter of fact, right before I had a Toyota Camry, a 2007 Toyota Camry my dad bought for me for college to go up to well, I was going to travel north to Portland. It's about a 2-hour drive, about 3 times a week to go to school. And my dad did not think my van was in good enough shape. He was wrong. I told him, I'm fine, Dad. But he bought a Camry for me. And it, was a few years old, about 4 years ago. And Richard replaced the bearings in it. We had just put all new tires on it. And the engine was rebuilt on a recall. It ran great, so I don't know what the problem was, but there was a recall and the engine was rebuilt, and then it was totaled. And Richard had just done all of this work on it, other than the engine. There was bearings and something else. He was not happy. Get her attention, I believe. Boondocking with Boomer wants a link. Kaylee, can you get her attention? Wants a link. I'm not sure what that is, but let me go back and see if I can find Boondocking with Boomer. Well, there's Pete Rossi. Hello. I think, we already said hello to you, but hello again. One of the things I should have brought my computer out, my laptop. I don't know why I brought the phone. Okay, so already been through that. What does he want a link for? Let me see. I don't believe I can bring anybody up on my phone. I wish I could. It would be much better if we were talking face to face. Around $4 propane. Lucretia, our shower. I built one and it works well. Richard would have no problem putting one together. Now the other with the heat control, that's an animal of a different color. Make sure you have a notebook and take notes when the man, yes. So I've got a file started just for the RV. Yes, face to face would be better. I wish I can't bring anybody up on my phone. I could run in and get my laptop. If does anybody? Would you like me to go get my laptop and we can chat? It's better. All right, I'm going to go get my laptop. Give me about 3 minutes. So don't leave, everybody. I'll be right back. I'll set you right here and you can watch out my window. All right, I'm back. Just give me a second. Okay. Here. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. I'm back. All right, I got my laptop. Still got 20. Okay. Let's see. All right. StreamYard. I'm going to have to kill this one. Let me get in here. All right. Hold on. All right, here we are. All right, now I will drop a link. In the chat. Okay. I believe it's dropped. Did it copy? All right, there we go. I'm not used to use, I always use a mouse, so I got it dropped finally. All righty. So here's my trusty pad that I'm using right now to put, you know, thoughts and ideas together, and I'm going to do an outline of the trailer here, of the camper. I run like the wind did. That's cute. My patience was tested. I'm negative. Very funny, Kaylee. 30 and a wake up. Well, hello, Kevin. Thank you for popping in. All right. All right. So if you're ready to come up, Lance, just say hello. Okay.
Hello, my dear. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
I'm good.
First of all, congratulations on the new RV.
Thank you.
There's no better feeling than getting a nice new rig, isn't it?
Yes. I'm very happy.
I remember when I got mine last year too. I was so excited. So
I just want to go somewhere, but you know, we have to do things first, one foot in front of the other.
Can't rush it.
No.
You got. I looked on the calendar. You got 19 days exactly before you leave.
Right.
But you got to make sure everything's working good.
Of course, yes.
So you got no propane in the tanks right now. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So if you've got no propanes, then you won't be able to use the furnace, obviously. And then you won't be able to use the cooktop stove or the oven if you have an oven. And then obviously the hot water tank you won't be able to use as well, right?
Okay.
So is the tank empty or you just don't have a tank in?
So there is a heater. That's working.
Okay. Does that have an electrical cord on the back of it? Get Richard to check that for you.
He's out right now, so I'll just look here.
Yeah, see if there's electrical cord hanging out the back.
Let me show you what. Can you see it?
Not yet. That's the front.
Can you see it, Lance?
Yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah, there's electrical cord there, right?
It looks like it's a propane hose.
Really?
Yeah, that does not look like electrical. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, it is that's gas then. Okay. Oh, then it must be propane.
Yep.
Oh, then you have propane in your tanks.
Okay. So there must be some.
Okay, so you said you had a piece of paper with your list there, right?
Yep.
So that when the technician comes out, the first thing he's got to do is check all the gas lines, right?
Okay, yeah.
And is there a carbon monoxide detector in there somewhere?
There is not, but we are getting one. So that's
Okay.
on my list of things that I actually need to get.
Okay, that's number one thing. Make sure you got a carbon monoxide and have the technician check all the lines for any leakage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm glad that's working then. So you must have some. Is the propane tank a built-in one or is it separate tanks?
It's built in.
It's built-in one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're good. You're good then. Oh, then you should be able to. Well, I wouldn't try. But there's no electrical heater because I know some of the older models used to have just a electrical heater. So when you're plugged into an outlet like you are now, you can turn that on and not use your propane heater. But there's nothing else around, eh?
No, there is above that there is a control for the heater for how hot we want it.
Yep.
But other than that, I don't see anything else.
Okay, just don't light a match while you're in there right now.
No, I don't smoke. I don't do anything with matches.
Is there a gauge on the tank outside of how much fuel is in it?
I'm not sure of that, so that would be something to check.
When you went and looked at it when you bought it, did the guy turn on the gas and show you everything was working or no?
He was showing Richard. I was inside the rig with the wife.
Okay. Did he show Richard that the cooktop, the burner, was working?
Yes.
So that was working.
Yes, it was working. So there has to be.
So it must be it sounds like the gas is working fine. So, and if you got a flame coming out of there, and if it was leaking, you would know it.
Okay, yeah, there was flame. My son is extremely, he was also with us, and Brent was right on top of that outside with his dad, and he is a very conscientious. Like he went to a doctor's appointment and he wanted to make sure his dad was watching the video, the live, so that I didn't die. I mean, we're unsure of all these things, and so I understand that. But everything's turned off right now.
Okay, now what the hot water tank? Did he show you that the hot water tank was working? Like, did he turn the tap on and show you there was hot water coming out, or no?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
I don't remember.
Where's the switch for the hot water tank? Do you know to turn it on?
Richard is on here. Maybe he'll say something. I know here's what is in front of the sink. Let me show you what's down here. Would any of that be?
Yeah, one will be the hot water tank to turn that on. Can you go a little closer? I just can't read. What are those the two switches there? What do they say above it?
It says monitor and pump.
Yeah, the monitor is you push that to check all your levels, and then the pump is to turn the pump on. Now hit that pump switch to see if it's working.
All right, just 1 second. Yes, I hear it.
Okay, then turn your tap on. Is water coming out? I can't see though.
No, it sputtered.
Is there water in the tank? Maybe you got no water in the tank.
I think there was. See, it's very little.
Maybe you're out of water. Okay, turn the tap off and then turn that pump off then.
Okay.
And you only need the pump turned on when you're boondocking.
Okay.
Because if when you're at home like you are now, you have a water hose hooked up, you don't need the pump on.
Yeah, we haven't hooked up the water. We weren't going to, really do anything like that in here, but we may need. Obviously, this is a place where we would fill up our water.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I've heard people say they don't drink the water from their water tank.
I wouldn't drink it from a 30-year-old trailer. Mine's 14. I still don't either.
Okay.
It's really, really hard to clean them internally without literally taking it apart and having it all clean. So,
okay.
Unless you were to get a Berkey, I mean, it takes 99.99% of the bad stuff out of it, but they're not cheap. Those things.
No,
So-
but there's people who've built the Berkeys and they just they build them themselves and use the Berkey.
If you'd read what I write, you'd have the answers to
Okay.
the question.
Okay, I didn't see it. I
Hi,
was just,
Richard. How are you doing?
I can hear you from inside.
How are you?
he's just Lance is saying, hey, how are
I
you?
just want you to read what I'm saying, and you'll tell them the answer
Okay.
to his question.
Okay, all right. But said good. No hot water checked. Okay, so he said here, there is propane. Obviously, he's not realizing there is propane. And then no, he said
Oh,
here,
Richard, like no propane.
yeah.
There's
But
there's got to be some propane if that heater's
Right.
working.
Yep. No
Yep.
hot water check, but said was good.
Okay.
So I think it's just there isn't any water. I remember when I opened up this seat that I was looking under
Yeah.
and found the water, it was definitely did not really look like there was water in there.
Okay. I mean, you can clean the water tank. You can fill it up with, oh, I forgot what the stuff is you put in it, and you swish it around and all that. But I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah, I know.
Clean it out a few times.
Uh-huh.
You know, Simply RVing, Robin.
Yes.
Or not Simply Creativity RV.
Yes.
She has a very, very good video on how to clean your water tank.
Okay, Robin.
Go over and watch that video, and do it like 2 or 3 times.
Uh-huh.
And then at least you can use it to wash your dishes with, right?
Okay. Yes, I want to be able to do that, of course.
Yeah. But I use paper plates anyways. And forks and knives.
You know, probably what we will do too. As simple as possible.
I'm so happy for you though, getting an RV.
I know. Me too. Richard too.
So I thought, man, she's going to be really close to wanting to leave December 26th and trying to find a rig. You're cutting it close.
You know, I knew, and I just knew in my gut I would eventually find something. I was going to have to really. Oh, hello, Bama Rush. Glad you're here.
Hi, Anthony.
You would definitely camp and driveway a couple nights to start to learn all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Sleeping in overnight in your driveway.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm on the side of the.
Yep.
Our driveway is so steep, and for some, my dad always regretted that he didn't level the lot. All of the houses around us, their driveways are perfectly level.
Yeah.
You know, but when my dad built this, he did not level that, and so we have a really steep driveway.
I guess he didn't know his daughter was going to buy an RV one day.
He didn't, but I'll tell you, my father would be very excited because he definitely had, even in his mind at 94, he wanted us to take him places. You know, he wanted to go places and do things. And he wanted me to get him in a boat. And I said, Dad, I'm not taking you in a boat. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have that responsibility.
Your dad was 94 when he passed?
Yes.
My dad is 93 right now. Actually,
wow.
and he just turned 93 in September. Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know about your dad, but you know, watching some of the changes in my own father was a very one of the pushes to get moving along, because he said the only regret of 94 years was that he did not get to go to Alaska.
Yeah, I don't want that to be my regret. I want to go there too.
Yep, I told him I'll go to Alaska for you, Dad.
It's the most amazing trip you'll ever go on, apparently.
One of my oldest sister, who has also passed, she and her husband went to Alaska. They took 2 of my nephews. They're her nephews too. 2 nephews along, teenagers, and they were in a they're a conversion van. They bought it back in the day. I can't think of the name of it. It's like a Chevy conversion van of some sort.
Yeah.
And so they got stuck up there. There was a landslide by this one little town, and it literally cut them off. And so they were stuck for about a week, but they had fun, you know.
An RV to stay in.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bama Rush saying water filtration system. Yes. And I also know you can get some that you hook right up to your a sink in some manner.
A filter underneath.
Right.
And then once are you going to stay at the campgrounds in Quartzsite, or you're going to boondock with all the other guys?
Boondock.
Yeah, okay.
I want to boondock.
Yeah.
And I want to get solar as soon as possible, some solar for it, so that we're even more self-sufficient.
You're gonna have time to do all that, get solar installed, and
No, I'm
then
just talking.
then buy that. I mean, you say you got like $5,000 now in cash to spend on it, right? Which was good. You got a good deal on it. You got extra money now. So, Berkey or not Berkey? What's the what's it called? The battery with the 2 solar panels is on sale right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's 1,000 watts. So
okay. Oh, a
what do you call them?
I know what you're
Jackery.
talking about.
Jackery. Yeah, go to Jackery's website. You'll see it there.
I have a Jackery ordered. Okay, it's supposed to be a 500-watt Jackery.
Well,
I have not got it yet, but I got such a good deal on it that I'm afraid I threw away some money, and I'm not. I'm just.
Why is that?
Because it was such a good deal that I'm old enough to know those kind of good deals are not real. But you know that.
Where'd you buy it from?
It was through Amazon. It was through Amazon.
Oh, I'll be fine then.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it comes, I'll tell everybody what the cost was. But if it doesn't come, y'all will say, Lucretia, you should have known better. But it wasn't much money. It wasn't much money. That's what I'm saying. It was not a lot of money. And so when I saw it and Richard came and looked at it, we read the ad, we read everything about it, 500-watt Jackery, and it was enough money that if we lose it, we aren't going to die over it. So
it's $667 right now.
So
if you paid less than that, you got a deal.
Yeah, I paid less than that. So
well, then you got a deal then. And did you just get the Jackery, or did you get some
just the Jackery
solar panels? Okay.
It was just the Jackery.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, that's good.
Stainless double countertops tank with filter. There you go, D. Derringer. It's just a stainless double countertop tank that filters through ceramic filters, and you can buy the filters. Paula from up north. My gosh,
Van Vita Travels.
Van Vita Travels made her own.
Yep.
So it's it's like $125 or $150 to make it, as opposed to like $500.
How's the mattress? You got to replace that, or no? Is it good?
No, it's excellent, but I am actually getting an additional thing to put on top. That's it cools.
Memory foam mattress?
Well, yes, this is memory foam, but we're getting an additional one that has a cooling feature to it.
Yeah, because memory foam makes you hot.
Yes, I know, and I don't like that.
And if you're going to be out in the desert.
Right. And since we're going to be at this point in time dependent on our gas having, oh gosh, our generator, and people don't like the sounds of generators, and me neither. I don't want to alienate everybody because I've got my generator running.
Are you going to go hang out with Papa Drew and Roy and Becky and all them?
Yes.
Yes. Well, do they run their generators? Because there's certain areas where you can run your generators as long as everybody in that area agrees to run it, right?
Yes, that's my understanding of the proper etiquette.
Yeah.
Or there's times whenever people don't run their generators, and I don't. This one, so the one thing that we knew was going to have to really be looked at was the generator in this. It cranks over, but it doesn't start.
Now, is it a propane one, or is it run off the gas from the engine?
I believe it's propane. It's an Onan, and it only has like 136 hours.
So it's turning over, but it's not coming on.
Yes.
Okay. It depends if it's propane, and it sounds like you're running out of propane soon. Because Richard said you don't get no propane, but I like to know how that heater's working if you get no propane.
Well, there has to be some propane in there, or that wouldn't be working.
Is the heater blowing right now?
Richard turned it off. It got so hot. It was blowing. Yeah, we've got forced air heat. In 2 different places, one out by the bedrooms and one up here in front.
And the air was coming out of those.
Yes, it comes out very hot.
Okay, then it's got to be the you must have propane left in it then.
Yeah, there's I think it's a small amount.
Yeah.
is why it's not fully working. Let's see, Bama Rush, R&B have solar, yes, and so we could get the if we really wanted some solar, we could get. See, the people next to us that live next to us, they're about 50 or 55, and they have a beautiful Class A, like fabulous. It's gorgeous. They don't have. Yeah, they don't have it parked at their house, but yeah, they have a nice Class A.
He must know a lot about RVs then, right?
I'm assuming he does, but
Yeah.
he's not a nice person, so I wouldn't deal with him at all. Yeah, he's just not
That-
someone. No, he
That's
even has.
too bad.
Yeah, he's not friendly to anybody. Never has. He's pretty young. He's just never been friendly.
As soon as he sees your RV in the driveway, he might come over.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Richard said gas from the.
From the
Richard said
engine.
it runs from gas from the engine.
The Onan? Okay. So, and it's the starter's working, but it's just not coming on. So you have to get the technician to have a look at that then.
That's our main concern.
Yeah.
I believe that it's not major, but I'm not a technician.
No, that's why you should always get a technician to, it's worth the $150 or whatever they charge to have him, because they know what they're looking for, where the problems are, right? Like the refrigerator and the furnace and the hot water tank and everything.
Right. He'll be able to tell us everything.
Yeah.
And D. Derringer says, Lucretia, if gas by foaming.
If gas by foaming carburetor cleaner and spraying carbon, let it stay overnight. Yeah, could do that. Did the gentleman that sold it to you say the generator was working, or he hadn't used it?
It had worked, but they haven't used it in about 2 years.
Okay.
It sounded like it would have been a couple years. They didn't use it.
Big Berkeley.
They didn't use it a lot.
No.
Looks like Big Berkey is $278. That's a really good deal.
Is it?
Actually,
God.
I believe. Yeah, the Berkeys are very expensive.
I know, they're so expensive. And then they got to buy the filters.
So 30 and a wake up. I just sent you an email contact at Jackery. Thank you so much, Kevin. If you feel like coming up, you're welcome to come and chat with us. I'm going to drop a link one more time. If there's anybody at all who would like to come and add some knowledge, I definitely, Richard, definitely we could use all the input we can get. We are novice and we're just learning. But I just want to spend some time out here today, just sitting and kind of thinking about everything. I want to get in.
Did they thoroughly clean it, or?
It's very clean. It's spotless, except for these little bugs that are in the window seal dead.
Yeah, Richard put those there.
He did.
Just to bug you.
But I haven't. I have not seen a mouse turd anywhere, and that's very important.
Yeah, you take all the drawers, like you got drawers for socks and underwear. You take all those out, like completely remove them all out and look inside.
Okay.
Yeah. I ripped out everything of mine when I first got it.
Also, if generator's gas, it will shut off when your truck gas gets to quarter tank, so you do not get stranded on the road. Well, thank you.
That's good that Troy's going to go with you.
Yeah, he wants to travel together, and I'm up for that.
And now, if you break down, he may or may not stay there. He might keep going, but
that's true. That's true.
No, I'm sure he will.
Shanna, I have to crank my truck before I can crank my generator. After a few minutes, I turn off the truck. There's so much to learn, but it's Richard, he spent a lot of time in RVs. He was head detailer for an auto auction for a long time. And so he's been in these things of all sorts of kinds, and but they didn't really do anything with like the mechanics or anything like that as far as what he did. There are many sizes of Lucretia. Study the web if you want to decide what's best for you, not the measurements on each.
Did you get the manuals for everything?
Yep.
Really?
Quite a bit of manual. Yes, it looks like there's everything, all the systems in here. There was a manual for.
And the manuals for the like the fridge and the hot water tank and the heater.
Yes.
Because if you didn't have those, I mean, you can always find them online as well. So that's good.
Yes. Yeah, I like having the hard copies.
Well, the first Canadian trip will have to be up over our way then. We're a long way away though. We're like 10 days.
Where are you? Oh, really?
Ontario, in Toronto. So
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a ways away.
yeah.
How far are you from Paula?
I'm still like 3 days.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got a guest here. Another one of you.
Somebody coming up?
Yep, we got Kevin, 30 and a
Okay.
Wakeup.
I'll go down here, Lucretia, because I'm in the middle of work anyways.
All right. I appreciate your information very much.
And congratulations, and I hope you guys have a great time going down. But I'm sure we'll talk before before you guys leave.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So how are you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good. Congratulations, by the way, on your new edition. That's so cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see you guys' journey. And you mentioned earlier that you're going to Quartzsite. When do you plan on heading to Quartzsite?
Okay, so I'd like to go the 26th. I'd like to do Christmas, be with my family for Christmas, and then head down on the 26th. Because we have to go over the Siskiyous. We either go down the Coast Highway or go over the Siskiyous. And usually around in December to 1st of January, it is sometimes shut down. It's a very nasty hill to climb.
Very cool.
Or I have to go down the Coast Highway, which I'm fine with. But now one of my sisters said it doesn't matter. I can go down the Coast Highway, and sometime I'm going to have to go east over some mountains. But I don't believe there's snow. You know what I'm saying? I just think if I go down the Coast Highway and cut over somewhere, I won't necessarily have to go through snow.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely reasonable, and it depends on your time frame too. I don't know how long you plan on spending out there, but once it starts heating up in like March timeframe, then you can get on 80 and you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, you can just pull over, camp somewhere until the roads are clear.
Right.
As long as you're staying on a major highway like 80, they're going to clear that highway. I think it depends on how long you're going to stay there. I mean, obviously, if you're coming back in January and you're going to try to go up to 80 and then come across, that might not be the best idea.
Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out. I know there's a way to do it. I'm not worried. And we plan on staying. So this time out, we plan on staying until about the middle of February, because there's a process there's some things we need to do here in order to try and get this house in oh my gosh. Somebody keeps calling me, and I thought I had my ringer turned down. Just a moment here. Sorry about that.
No problem.
All right, it's now off. They can handle it. So I just learning all these different systems and how it works and where everything turns on. I could tell you that it blew super cold. Everything seemed to work great. The engine starts right up. It sounds great. I'm very happy with what I see now. Just have to, get into it and learn more.
Have you looked on like Facebook for groups that are specifically geared towards your RV?
No, I have not.
I guarantee you there's a Facebook group for your specific RV. And that'll be a wealth of knowledge. There's always going to be one or two gearheads in those kind of things. That'll be able to tell you every single thing about every single problem that you have with your RV. I can almost guarantee you that. So that's what I would do. To go back to a couple, a little bit ago, if I was you, I would start spending the night in your RV, spending a day plugged up, unplugged, and start testing all your systems out, getting to know everything in your RV. That's what I did. I lived in my van for a month before I ever even got out on the road. And so when I was on the road, I wasn't trying to learn stuff because that can be pretty stressful. But if I was you, if I was you and your husband, I would start staying in your RV. Spend 2 days plugged in, 2 days not plugged in. to see how the RV responds.
That's really, that's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. One of my sisters asked me if we spent the night in it, and I said no. But I think it makes perfectly good sense.
All right, so a couple more things. You have 1,200 subscribers. You should start reaching out before you buy anything. You should reach out to companies that you're thinking about buying their product and say, hey, I have 1,200 subscribers on YouTube. I get X amount of views a week, and I'm getting ready to embark on a journey. Go out on the road. I'm really interested in your product. Do you guys offer any kind of affiliate program or a product for review? I can from my own experience, I can almost guarantee you Jackery will send you one of their products, and maybe even the 1,000-watt one with the solar panel. So, and I sent you an email to Jackery, to the marketing person over at Jackery.
Okay.
They send those things to. The reason those things are so popular is because they sent free ones to a bazillion YouTubers. That's why those things have so much exposure now, because they sent them to so many different people.
Yeah, that's the name that always comes to mind, and I don't even know that it's necessarily the best one, but that doesn't even matter in marketing. It's getting that product out there and known.
No, it's a good product. I have a couple of friends that have it, and it was a similar deal. One of them is really big on Instagram, and they sent him one, and he uses it all the time. He loves it. And Van City Van Life has a Jackery sponsorship. That channel has a Jackery sponsorship, and so he does a lot of stuff with that, and he loved it. He just updated his van where he doesn't really need it, but I think you should reach out to them for sure. And then other things that you're thinking about that you might need, reach out to the companies and say, hey, just curious. The worst case scenario, they say no and you got to buy it. So that's the worst case scenario. Another thing with Berkey. So I'm very much a minimalist, so I don't want the big Berkey in my car. But for those that don't know, Berkey makes a sport bottle.
Oh.
And this thing is $38, and it comes with one filter. So it's $38. It comes with one filter. You can see it right here. And you can buy these filters. I think they're $20 for maybe something like that. And they last probably 2 months. And you can go on a hike and dip this in a lake or a stream, and you have purified water. I run my sink into it, and it's just much more portable. And it just in my opinion, it's a better option than the big silver thing that everyone has strapped in their RV, because it's kind of a pain in the butt. And this thing you can take it anywhere, and use it just as a sport bottle, and you get the same clean water. It's like a smart design.
Yeah.
You don't have to touch the COVID era. You don't have to touch the straw. So it's a much cheaper option than the big silver one. It's $38 with the filter. So, and if you and your husband get one, it's $80, and then you buy 10 of these filters, and you're good for a while. So
that's very smart. Really, I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, you can actually. There's a YouTube video where a guy actually pees in this and drinks it. You can actually do that with these. I wouldn't do it, but supposedly you could dip this in sludge and you'll get clean water on the other end of this straw.
Wow.
So it's a Berkey filter, which is like the best filter out there. So.
Oh yes, no, I know. That's why Berkey's like people will spend the money for it, but it's good to know there's a travel size Berkey.
Yeah. They actually have a travel size silver one too. That's 1.5 gallons, I think. But this one, I just like it because I can take it with me on hikes. I can, go into a gas station bathroom and fill it up, whatever. And it's super convenient compared to the bigger Berkey, which would take up some space in my van that I really don't give up. So.
I'm looking over here at my counter, and I'm thinking, it would take up a lot of room, and you don't have a lot of. I do cook. I realize you're not a cooker.
I'm trying to get there, though.
I love to cook, It is. But although I tell you, I'm looking forward to a time when I don't really need to do a lot of cooking, for a lot of people, because it gets old, because once people realize you can do it, they're like, hey, can you make me this or can you make me that?
Yeah.
No, I forgot how to cook. I really think it's a good idea to spend some time. So I'm going to spend my day out here and start trying to just familiarize myself with some things. And I just had to take a breath from the whole process because the process was intense.
No,
it was very intense for me. And I knew what I would have got if I could have just went and got something. If I had the money to just go buy something, I probably would have still bought a Class C. But having something brand new would ideally be nice. But I knew there was a rig out there that would fit our basic needs. It doesn't have a couch, but I think we can do that. Although right now is not the ideal time to be fixing anything. So Derringer says it's just Berkey ceramic filters last a bazillion gallons. That's what I understand.
I think this one is. I want to say it's 4. That could be wrong. I want to say it's 400. No, 600 fill-ups. So, if you drink, I don't know, 3 of these a day or 6 of these a day, one filter will last you a couple months. So when you think about the price initially, $38 for this and a filter, but if you got to buy bottled water, you're gonna spend $38 easily in a month on bottled water. So, you might as well spend that money on these filters, and it'll be less. It'll end up being less.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. I'm gonna probably go online and get a couple of those today. So, Fatima used the filter in India.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, they make great products. As soon as I found out they had a sport version of this, I was like, I was ordering it, because I wanted a Berkey, but I was like, they're too big. Like, I don't want to take up that much real estate in my small little RV. And as soon as I found out they had a sport Berkey, this thing actually saved my life. So I got invited on a hike to a 14,000 foot mountain in Colorado. Colorado has a bunch of 14,000 foot peaks. And it's like it's like one of the things to do, like hike those. And the person told me it was a 6-hour hike. And so I was like, okay, I'll go on this hike. I'll bring a bottle of water. I'll be good. Well, it was 6 hours one way. So it was a 12-hour hike. And I ran out of water pretty soon.
Wow.
Because it was at really high altitude as well. And luckily I had this with me, so I was just able to dip it into streams. So
you were not expecting that, I assume.
yeah, I was not. And about 3 hours in is when I figured it out. I was like, man, we're not even at the top yet, but we're already 3 hours in. Like, this is gonna be and the person was like, no, this is a 6-hour hike. 6 hours there and 6 hours back. And I was like, oh Lord, I'm in trouble because I didn't have any food or water. So I was like, I'm in trouble. But thankfully I had this thing, so I was able to dip it in some streams and put some snow when we got to the snow line in it. So I was able to stay hydrated at least, although I was starving at the end of it. So
it would be definitely put you in a much better place with water.
Well, can I interview you a little bit about your RV? Because I have a lot of questions, and maybe other people in here. If I'm hijacking your channel, just kick me off.
Oh no, you go ahead. Go ahead and interview me.
So I don't even know what kind of RV you have. I must have missed it. So what kind of RV did you get?
Okay, I've got a 1991 Eldorado, Chevy Eldorado, Class C. It's 24 feet. It 5.7 liter engine, I believe, a 350, and it gets what gets 13 miles per gallon because it is really, as far as RVs go, that's pretty good. I understand as far,
Yeah.
in this age class.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably getting better than me with my motorcycle in the back of my rig.
Oh,
And I'm in a van, so.
and it has twin beds. We really looked, we needed, because of mobility issues, to be able to get into bed. I'm not able to be climbing over the end.
Hey, I got twin beds. I'm all about the twin bed.
Yeah.
I'm all about the twin bed. I have no issue with the twin bed.
It works well. So that's the basics of what we have.
That's really cool. So you said it's a Chevy Eldorado. So is it a brand name of RV, or is it?
I believe that is a brand name. I think Chevy. I mean, Eldorado.
Okay, so Eldorado is the RV.
The name. I'm gonna have to look that up. I mean, I think so. I think Kaylee knows more about my rig than I do, unfortunately. I believe Eldorado. There's no other name on this anywhere. Eldorado.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of Eldorados on the road.
Yep, I actually just found it. I found some information on it, which is cool. So I can kind of see what you have. So I was curious about that. So let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Did you buy it from an RV dealer or from a private seller?
Private seller.
Okay. What was that experience like? Did you just did he leave? Was he or she hands off and kind of let you walk around and figure out whether you wanted to buy it?
Yes.
Okay.
She and I had a conversation, and first on messaging, and then when we were face to face, she kind of had an emotional attachment to it.
Yeah.
She had lost a daughter to H1N1 flu a few years back. So maybe her daughter had stayed in here at some point. I don't know. Yeah. But she because we found out we were going to have trouble, not trouble, but there was an issue with the generator that was going to have, maybe some specialty work done on it. I asked her if she would come down $300, and she was like, she started physically backing up. I was reading her body language well, and she's like, I'm not going a dime or a nickel less. She was very nice at that point. She goes, I'm not going a dime or a nickel. And I'm like, she goes, I'll just keep it and I'll put it on the market in the spring, and I'll price it at $12,500, and we'll probably sell it for $7,000. I mean, at that point, I'm like, okay, Lucretia, you have to reel her in. And I said, I understand. And I said, I'm not trying to undercut you. I promise. We don't know this stuff. And I know that's probably going to cost a little more. So I said, I'm fine. I'm fine with the price. I said, I have no problems. And I said, it's still a good deal. I believe it's a good deal. And so, yeah. And then she came back a few minutes later, and she had just decided to come down $200 on it.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, it was. I mean, so anyways, it was it was a good exchange as far as buying and selling an RV could go, I think.
Yeah. Does she know you have a YouTube channel and she'll be able to watch RV in action?
I gave her my card, and it's got our YouTube channel and all my contact information. And I told her, if you be in touch, or if you want to say anything, please feel free.
Yeah. Very cool. So it has a generator, you said?
Yes.
Do you know how many hours the generator has on it?
It looks like 136.
Okay, that's not bad. Have you tried to run the generator and see if it powers everything? Or is the generator? I don't know much about generator RVs because I'm in a lithium RV. So if my question's stupid, just tell me. So does the generator charge any kind of battery, house battery, or is the generator on and it powers?
So I have no idea. So what happened? The reason I know that there was an issue with the generator is because the generator did not come on. However, it does crank over like it wants to come on. And we're just thinking that it might be that there's just not enough fuel in it. And because I immediately looked up what could be the causes of, of this. And there's actually 6 very common, simple things. It doesn't mean that the generator is bad. And so I don't gamble. I'm not a gambler. But I rolled the dice, assuming I made some assumptions, in trusting these people. It worked 2 months ago or 2 years ago. I think it was 2 months or 2 years. And, but it just wasn't working now. And he seemed generally baffled.
Well, even without the generator, that price is a pretty good price.
Yeah.
So even without the generator, because generator, I mean, like in the big scheme of things, a new generator is not too expensive. Depending on what you get. If you get like an own-in, like those new super quiet generators, those things are expensive. But you can probably find used ones out there for affordable price if that one doesn't work. But
sure,
it probably works, so you can just get a mechanic to like tune it up and get it to work. So you haven't run that yet. Are you plugged into shore power right now at your house?
Yes, we are.
Is it 50 amp or 30 amp?
It's 50.
Okay. So it's 50 amp. So you must have a lot of stuff in there then. Like, you got an air conditioner?
Yes.
Microwave?
Yes.
Okay.
Air conditioner, microwave, stove, oven. There's lots of lights everywhere. We have a shower.
Are your lights LED? And if they're not, are you going to switch them out?
One is LED, and yes, we are.
Okay. That'll save you so much power. You also have 12-volt outlets in there?
Yes. That's where you just regular plug in?
No, 12 volts are like the ones like your cigarette lighter.
Oh, okay. I don't see any of those.
Okay.
I've looked and I don't see any of those.
Well, if you get solar and you like have battery power or your generator charges a battery, I would definitely think about putting some of those in and making them. So I have them. I don't know if you can see them, but there's one above my pillow actually. Right
I see that. Yes.
So that has 2 USB plugins in it. It's a cigarette lighter, but you can buy a thing to fill it in with USB.
Okay.
So all mine are filled in with USB. And that'll be great. I mean, because 90% of stuff is charged off USB. Like my head shaver is powered by USB. Because 110, I think you need an inverter, right, to run 110 in there.
That's one thing I'm not, and I don't know.
Okay.
I really
I'm probably
don't
speaking strictly on a battery system. I was just curious. Hopefully I'm asking questions people want to know. So let me see, what other questions do I have?
Let's see. Richard said something here. When the generator works, it will power the interior and power goes to the house battery. Okay.
So there's a house battery in there right now. There's like a Battleborn or something like that type of battery.
Yes, we do have to replace. That was one of the reasons she gave us the couple $100 off. Is it needs a new house battery.
Okay, and then you guys can do that. Like you can probably replace that with more modern AGMs like Battleborn or something like that.
Yes.
And you'll get a lot more juice out of it too. So that'll be like a fun project, actually, building your electrical system the way you want it.
Oh, yours! I want yours.
Yeah, both are amazing.
Yours is ideal. Well, Lance just said something. It can't be 50 amp, so it must be 30 amp. Maybe Richard knows. Richard, do you know if it's 50 or 30 amp? Lance says it can't be 50. I don't know why.
Do you have 2 ACs?
Nope. Well, we have AC in the front, in the cab, and AC in the house.
Okay. I mean, it could be 50. I don't know why it wouldn't be. I don't know why it couldn't be 50 amp. But if you have 1 AC, it's probably 30 amp. I might imagine.
Okay.
Is your refrigerator propane or electric? Do you guys know that?
I believe it's propane. That's one thing I remember hearing.
Okay.
It was propane.
Okay.
And let's see here. Okay, go ahead.
Is that me?
Oh no, I think you're saying I'm confused, but that's a very strong possibility.
No. I learn a lot because I don't know a lot. I've been RVing for 6 months full time, but I don't know a lot about RVs. So I'm always interested to learn from the people who know more about that. I'm obviously in a Class B. I have a fully lithium system, so I don't know a lot about I don't know a lot about the other systems out there. So
Right.
I'm curious about them, like how they run. What the I think it's impressive that in 1991 that they had the batteries on there. I get, for some reason I thought in my mind that they that wouldn't be a thing.
Oh, yeah, it's got a house battery.
That's cool.
Richard says it is 30 amp. Okay, Lance.
Well,
I was wrong.
That's good because those campsites are cheaper, and
Okay.
you'll be able to find more spots to camp with 30 amp and 50 amp. Even
Okay.
Thousand Trails, which I am a member of, so I camp for free. 50 amp sites cost $5 extra a night. Or
Oh,
even if you have a membership, you have to pay $5 to have a 50 amp. So 30 amps are, 30 amps are usually more affordable from my
Okay.
experience when I look on like different camping websites and everything. So
I am going to look at the Thousand Trails because other than when we are like boondocking with people that we want to hang out with, I mean, my goal is to see the country. I want to be I want to go see Colorado. I think there was a camper van, Kevin. There's a road that he was on called, I think it's called High Dollar Road.
yeah,
And he had a picture from there.
$1 million
What's
road.
that?
$1 million road.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
And it was the pictures that he had were fantastic. I'm like,
Yeah.
and he got his Class A there. So if he got his Class A there, we should be able to get our Class C there.
Yeah. $1 million highway. Sorry, that's what it is. $1 million highway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There aren't any Thousand Trails in Colorado though.
Oh, okay.
Thousand Trails are basically along the coast.
All right.
There are some in the Midwest, like Michigan and things like that, and
Mhm.
like one in Ohio, and I think one in North Carolina. So there are some scattered, but it's really more coastal stuff, like from the Oregon coast all the way through California, Washington State, California, then again in Arizona, Texas, and then not again until Florida, and then up the East Coast.
So I would really have to think about where we were going to spend time.
Yeah, it's good for coastal travel. But someone just said Harvest Host, and Harvest Host is amazing.
I know, for that minimum, what's like $99 or something. I'm going to bring Lance up. He's going to come up and with us.
Yeah, you guys just started talking about what I wanted to come up and talk to you about was Harvest Host. But you know what's even better than Harvest Host? I don't know if you is Boondockers Welcome.
Oh yes,
Boondockers Welcome is the best because 95% of them all have water and electrical hookup. And then some of them even have sewage hookups, believe it or not. Whereas the Harvest Host, which is twice the amount of money, you have to be self-sufficient.
Okay.
There's very, very few that have electrical hookup or water. They're all for vehicles that they're all built in. Everything's built in, right? But Boondockers Welcome, that's only one I use, and I stay in them all the time, and I always get water, electrical. They have some have off-leash dog areas. It's people's homes, right?
Okay.
You can be parking on somebody's, 30-foot long driveway, or you could be on a 2 or 3 acre farm, and all of them have electrical and water. Almost all of them do. Yeah, and it's half the cost of Harvest Host. I've contacted Harvest Host and explained it to them, and they just won't put their price down. I have no idea why. And they really want you to, especially if you stay at the wineries, they really want you to come in and buy a $50 bottle of wine off of them. It's like, well, that's not getting it for free then anymore. Whereas Boondockers Welcome, you buy a little small, cheap $5, $10 gift, and then they're happy. And you don't even have to do that if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And then some of them now will put on their contact that they ask for $5 a night just for electricity, but a lot of them don't. But look in Boondockers Welcome. You're actually How many days are you going to take yourself to get to Quartzsite? 2 or 3 days? You're not going to all do it in 2 days, right?
It takes. I'm assuming it will take maybe 3 days or so. I mean, we're not in any giant rush.
Yeah.
If we go on the 26th, if we
And
leave
then-
the 26th, there's no giant rush.
Go over to Boondockers Welcome. You can search all the locations from Oregon to Quartzsite, and there'll be hundreds of them. And you can stay at those places free. And you'll have electrical and water hookup.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I will absolutely.
Yeah.
I just put a asterisk by that
Yep, good.
recommendation.
Next,
Yeah,
you're
I'll
getting your
definitely
propane working
check it out,
fine.
too.
Boondockers Welcome's number 2.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out for sure too.
Yeah.
I've never used it before, but I have friends that rave about it.
It is the best. You can go from New York City to Los Angeles and use Boondockers Welcome the whole way there and not have to pay for a single campground.
So can I ask you a question about it? Is it like the thing I don't like about Harvest Host is I have to call? Can you
do it online. You go into a little calendar and you click on the dates that you want to come to people's houses, and then you wait within 24 hours to get back to you and say, "Yep, no problem."
Oh, that's awesome. So it's
Yeah.
it's all online and I don't have to call
All
anyone.
online. You don't have to call anybody.
Oh, man, that's so much better than
Yeah.
I've always wondered why Harvest Host doesn't set up a system
Yeah.
like
And you're
that.
paying more. You're paying twice as much.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
times as much.
They raised the price. Yeah, it used to be $29. Now it's $79.
$7. Yeah.
And
You
now
know what? It's more towards the higher end big Class A people.
yeah.
But I know some fifth wheelers and some van people use it as well. But
I mean,
every
I go
Boondockers
far-
Welcome I've been to, they've had electrical hookup and a hose there for me as soon as I got there.
yeah.
Every one of them.
My advice to people on Harvest Host is I only go to the farms.
Yeah.
So because I don't really drink, so like the wineries and the breweries don't make a lot of sense to me. So I go to the farms and I buy food that I'm going to eat anyway, and it's usually better than what you can
That's
get
perfect.
at the grocery store.
Now, if you're a wine drinker, stay at the wineries.
Yeah. Or
And then there's some
A lot of
churches.
my wine just hop from brewery to brewery. So,
And there's churches on it as well, too, apparently.
yeah, and some museums as well.
Museums, yeah.
Yeah, so I usually stay at those. I stay at the museums or the farms. When you go through the Midwest, there's a lot of farms, obviously.
Yeah.
And those are really nice because you're out in the middle of nowhere, and they have really good food.
And have you ever gotten any hookups when you've been to any of them?
Only once. Most of the time, they don't have hookups. I mean, it's yeah.
And the Boondockers Welcome have twice as many people around North America.
Yeah, I need to look them up. I've heard.
Okay.
I mean, I've got friends that swear by them.
Yeah.
But I've never even tried it. But I definitely need to go on there and try it. Especially now that you tell me they have not registration,
Online stuff, yeah.
yeah, an online booking type of thing.
I've had people say, if you want to use our pool, go ahead, use our pool, and
yeah,
you can bring out your lawn chairs and your barbecues and let your dog run around if their area's fenced off. It's just like staying at your own house.
that's so cool. That's good.
That is.
Yeah, thanks for that.
One of my concerns is our dog. She's 21, and she's you would not really know she's 21. I mean,
21.
Yeah,
I think the max is 15-year-old dogs. No, I'm kidding. I think any age is fine.
but I want her to be safe. You know, I'm thinking of getting one of these little cage things you can kind of put around, around the front of your rig.
Safe how, Lucretia? What are you worried about?
Well, because out in the desert there are coyotes.
Oh, you're talking
right?
about when you're at Quartzsite.
Yes, I'm talking about when I'm at
I would.
Quartzsite.
I see all these people at Quartzsite with their dogs running around. I would never let my dog do that.
No, I would not either. Now, my
No.
beagle has spent time, and she is like the pack leader of a combination of. There's a pit bull, not here right now, but pit bull, cane corso, and a German Shepherd wolf.
Yeah.
And she's the pack leader. She really is. She's a badass little girl, but she is 21.
Yeah.
And she knows how to put the big dogs in their place.
Keep it on a leash, definitely.
Yes. Oh no, I would never let her run.
Yeah.
No,
that's one of my
I would.
pet peeves is people that don't have their dogs on a leash when there's other people around.
Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
I mean, there's nothing worse than like coming up on a dog and not.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it might be the friendliest dog in the world, but
You don't know that.
you don't know that. I always
Yeah.
carry pepper spray with me now because I got bit by a dog, a little
Did you?
small dog, by the way.
That's,
And then I had to get a bunch of rabies shots. So
oh, man.
yeah, 'cause we couldn't find the dog. We couldn't find the owner. It was at an RV place, and it's very much a pet peeve of mine when I see a dog off a leash. And I don't want to spray the dog with pepper spray, but if it comes anywhere near me, I will.
Yeah.
So just because of that experience.
Have you been to Quartzsite?
I have not been to Quartzsite yet.
Sorry, what's your first name?
My name's Kevin.
Kevin. Okay.
I'm sorry for not introducing you.
Yeah.
Bad host.
What kind of host are you?
And this is Lance.
Lance.
How you
My
doing?
dog's Boomer. He's a Great Dane. He's on the couch here lying, sleeping as usual.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about a Great Dane because I know their temperament.
But if though he's so cute,
Yeah.
Boomer.
that
Hey, Boomer.
he's busy, Lance.
Yeah,
He's snapping.
sleeping.
That's awesome.
I'm off work now, so that's why I came back up.
Okay,
What?
well, cool. What kind of work do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm an engineer.
Okay.
And I was lucky, one of the lucky ones that got to come home and work from home.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I wasn't going to stay in the office.
Do you get to work from home? Have you like worked?
No, just since the pandemic.
Okay. But I mean, do you think you'll be able to transition that into
Permanent?
remote? Yeah.
Probably.
Now that they know it works?
Because this thing is going to go on for a long time, and I already told my boss I'm not coming back until it's completely over and done with. So,
I mean, it'd be nice though if he's just like, you know what, like, just stay.
well,
Right.
I probably will say that to him in about a year because I'm going to be retiring in 3 years anyway. So,
Yeah.
And it's worked out fine. I've been here since March.
Have some leverage. And
Yeah.
And if you're good at what you do,
Oh yeah.
what's the point in losing you
Yeah. No, he didn't want.
over something like that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, he wanted me to come back about a month after. I said, no, I'm not coming back. And he's like, well, then I got to start looking for somebody. And I said, that's fine. Go ahead and look for somebody else. You're not going to find anybody who can do what I do. So 8 months later, I'm still here. So
That's
Good
awesome.
for you.
yeah.
I've always wanted to ask you, Kevin, you were a master sergeant?
As a master chief. So in the master sergeant is Air Force and Marines.
Okay, so master chief, what did you bossed people around, right?
I
When he
worked,
wants to.
I worked to make people better.
Yep. That's yes.
I was actually a drill sergeant in Navy boot camp too.
You
for
were a
3 years.
drill sergeant?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't even imagine. You've got
Everyone always says that.
no, I
Actually,
can't.
it's funny. I was on a live chat about a month ago with another YouTuber, and one of my recruits that I had trained was on her live chat, and was like, "I think I know that guy." I had hair back then, and he's like, "Were you a drill sergeant at Navy boot camp between 05 and 06 or something like that?" And I'd end up being one of my old recruits.
What are the
So-
odds of
Oh
that?
wow.
Yeah, but my recruits would tell you that I was good at being mean, but it's just an acting gig, you know. It's basically just an acting gig.
Well, thank you for your service.
Yes. I was supposed to go in the Navy in 1979.
Oh, very cool.
And I got myself down to perfect weight. I was actually I was a very physical person. I was in sports, but I had 20 more pounds to lose, and it mattered so much. What I did is I went and we have a very steep hill here called Bailey Hill, and it's very steep. And I used to run up that twice a day because my recruiter, he said, he told me, he goes, I could tell you at the last 20 pounds, just walk to the lake because it's about an 8-mile walk. He said, walk to the lake every day. And I said, oh, I'll just do better because that's the way I perform is I try to do better then. And so I got down and then I got this I had this very short-term boyfriend, and I really regret not going in the Navy.
Yeah,
I do.
That's always a common story.
But in '79, they didn't let women on ships, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, they didn't. It was in the 80s, mid 80s when they started letting them on ships, but you would have been a pioneer though, because if you would have stayed in, you would have been one of the first. And then just in the 90s is when they started letting women in combat roles. So
Yeah,
on combat ships.
But I remember thinking, I'm going in the Navy. There's a reason. I mean, I wanted to be on a ship, and I didn't know. I didn't know, so it became less attractive. But I should
have you never heard of cruise lines?
Yeah.
They have cruise ships, they'll take you on a boat.
Well, they kind of put you. They pay you to go on boats when you're in the Navy.
That's true.
Anyway, so I just always, thank you for your service. My dad was in the Navy as well.
That was, I mean, I did it for 20 years, so for me, it was life changing for me. So
did you go overseas?
Yeah, I spent almost my entire career overseas. That's why I'm RVing in the U.S. now, because I haven't really seen much of my own country. I was stationed in Hawaii for 9 years, which is the U.S., but it's different. It's like another country culturally than the U.S., so it's not really like living in the United States. And I lived in Italy for a few years, and then I was stationed in Seattle and Virginia Beach, but I was deployed almost the entire time.
You've seen a lot.
I was always in the Persian Gulf. I lived in Iraq for a year too, which was not a very nice neighborhood where I was stationed now. It's right on the Syrian border.
So where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah.
So I think that there's going to be a long learning curve, and I'm excited about it. This is the kind of thing I like to do. I enjoy challenges, really mental challenges, as well as physical. And I'm thinking, so one of my motivations for this is that watching other people who have limited abilities. I'm just not used to this idea yet, even talking about it. It's embarrassing to me to say I have a mobility disability, but I know it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just
Not
my
at all.
mind.
Yeah.
And and so, but getting in and out of this trailer, or I call it a trailer, but getting in and out of this RV, I believe that it will help potentially with some of that, forcing me to step up and have to use muscles that I'm not using.
How many steps is up to the top level?
To get inside, there's 1, 2. There's the third step puts me into the rig.
Okay.
And so that's actually okay.
And there's a bar?
Yes, there's a bar.
That's
Yep,
good
there's
too.
a bar. There's a bar.
You know what you do? You just don't go in and out of it a lot. Once you're in, you stay in it for a good length of time, and then once you're out, you stay out of it for a good length of time.
Yeah, and I do understand people live out of their rigs, not necessarily in.
Just be very careful going down those steps. That's all, because they can be dangerous.
I know, I do know, and I am, because trust me.
If it doesn't have already, get some good friction material for not slipping.
There is some on it right now, but it needs replaced.
Okay.
It's some of the small things I know need done. I'm just gonna do it.
And no high heels.
No, I have. So one of those things I've given up. I've had to give up those kind of things. I hate it. My sister teases me because I'm someone who liked all kinds of shoes, and there's no place. She was said
shoes. Everybody should wear running shoes.
Yes,
even women.
When I left my job to do this full time, I said I'm going to be in flip flops as many days of the year as I could possibly be, and I hate having anything covering my feet, and I hate not being in shorts. I like being in shorts as well. So
when I'm up at my trailer up north in the summertime, I'm in shorts and Crocs, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes just the Crocs.
Yeah, that's how I define success.
Yeah, really.
Days a year, am I in shorts and flip flops?
I'm sitting here just with a top on right now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nobody else is home. Nobody else is home, so.
What's the point?
I have pants on. See, my pocket.
So, Lucretia, I think something good for your YouTube channel would be documenting that. Just documenting your
progress. Yeah.
Yeah, your journey from.
For sure.
I mean, you've been doing that, but documenting your journey into the RV and then how you're coping with the mobility issues, because you could encourage other people that may think that, because I get it a lot of times on my channel, like, I like watching your channel. I can't do it myself. And I always want to dive a little bit deeper into why they can't do it themselves, but I'm respectful of their privacy. But I think it'd be nice for nice for people to be able to see that and then maybe think, okay, you know what? Lucretia can do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, at least I can give it a try.
Well, the first thing you're going to find, Lucretia, when you go down there is your arthritis will be so much better because it's so dry down there, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of doctors here in Ontario, Canada, people suffering from arthritis, they send them all down to Phoenix. They said, if you have such bad arthritis or just even mild bad arthritis, they send them all down to Phoenix, Arizona, because there's zero humidity down there.
Well, Susan from New Horizons, I believe her doctor recommended Arizona.
Yeah, that's where
because
they
she
all
has
go.
a nerve issue as well. And her channel is all about, Kevin, if you don't know her, New Horizons is all about showing people disability accessible places. She has disability as well, and that's her whole channel is about that. But I do plan. I mean, I have included that as much as I have to use a walker now when I want to go. Like I want to walk a distance, and so I have documented that because I'm telling you, I'm going to use the word. It's a bitch. It really. I don't know what else to say. It sucks. It's no fun. I feel like an old person, and I'm not an old person in my mind. But there's a fracture between my physical and my mental, and that's just the way it is. And so bringing those two things together so that I don't not live life. It's just not in me to not try.
That's good.
It's not in me to not try. I mean, it's not.
We can tell you got a lot of fight in you, Lucretia, for sure.
And there's just so many things out there in this country. I really love this country, and there's lots of. Oh, I like snake boots, D. Derringer. I just killed a Texas rattler 2 weeks ago. Oh,
Hey, we were the same age, and I've got so much more to do.
Yeah.
Yep. 1961.
Yep, October's mine. So, New Horizons. Yes, her doctor said it was her last hope to go in remission for what she's got.
What was that girl's
Okay,
name?
so Lucretia may want to get a different handle for when you go outside the door. It's a pretty big hand. Oh, you mean on the door? Because it's just a regular RV door, but there is a big handhold, like big wooden one, and I feel very secure with it. And there's one right outside the door.
There's a steel one outside and a wooden one on the inside.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I haven't done my video tour of the before, and then
you have to do that. And the
so,
after. Yes,
today, actually, I need to see what time it is because today we have to go.
And get Richard to do the video while you're doing something or vice versa.
Yes. Yeah, we'll take turns.
Yeah.
We're going to go today to get it licensed, but because of the whole COVID problem, we could not, we had to make an appointment for about 30 miles north of Eugene. Otherwise, I had to wait till the middle of January. And I'm like, I'm not going to be here in January. So I'm going to have to go up north and get my my tags and licensing done up there.
Yeah.
What town are you in again, Lucretia?
Eugene.
Eugene, okay.
Yeah, I had the same issue when I got mine. I actually had to wait almost a month and a half before. That's the biggest reason I lived in my RV on my mom's property for a month before I hit the road, was because it took 6 weeks for me to get my appointment for license plates. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge imposition, and I'm just going to say this: they could never convince me. They could not control the amount of people in their lobby, coming in for this to be being. So they cut off all physical contact for months, and everything got backed up. And I've been in enough DMVs. I know they could have. They did not have to shut down. I mean, if Walmart could stay open, DMV should have been able to manage it too.
Yeah, our DMV's closed too since March.
Yeah,
I went without a new sticker for my motorhome for the whole time.
People have said the cops aren't even pulling you over for that.
No, not even worried about it.
Yeah, but I mean,
everything to give people less stress. They're not worried about even parking tickets for cars parked illegally. They might come and tow it away if it's in the way, but they're not charging them to go get the car back.
I'm going to tell you something. You probably will both be surprised. I have been to jail.
What did you go to jail for?
Well,
parking tickets.
I did actually.
So you guys are a lot stricter than ours.
I was
They don't
at
put-
work.
How many
I
tickets did you have?
Well, I don't know. It was like $400 and some dollars. And
Oh
so,
my God.
and actually I didn't get stopped. I was at work. I managed a property, an apartment property, and these football players came in and they were wanting to look at something. And one of them backed up. He was a big guy. He was one of the, like a defensive lineman. And he backed up and he hit the alarm. He was a big boy, big boy. And he backed up and hit it, and it short circuited. And so, one of those alarms that goes off that's so loud you literally can't think inside your head.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever. So that's what happened. And when the police called, because it was wired into the police, and when the police called, I couldn't even think. And the password was pizza. And I couldn't get it out of my mouth because I couldn't think. The loud sound was so bad. And so the police came, guns drawn, everything. And so they checked everybody out and to make sure we were all, and I was supposed to be where I was. But then this policeman came and he said, Lucretia, it appears that City of Eugene has a warrant for your arrest. And I'm like, why? I haven't done anything, at least since my teens. And so it was parking tickets, and they let me walk out to the back of the property without in handcuffs. And then they put me in the handcuffs as we got to the police car. And they took me to the Eugene jail, our county jail. And I had been a counselor, a substance abuse counselor, and I worked mainly with parolees. And one of the parole officers, she was walking by what's called the fishbowl, and that's where everybody waits. And she walks by, and I see her, and then she stops, and she puts her head back, and she comes in, and she goes, Lucretia, what are you doing in here? Anyways, you can go to jail for tickets in Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah. That's cool. I know a felon.
It was only for a few hours. And
did they fingerprint you or no?
Yes.
And take your picture?
Yes, everything.
Wow.
I went through it was no fun. I felt nauseous, and I've had 3 shoulder surgeries years ago, and 2 on one and 1 on the other. And so putting my hands behind my back is painful. But the cops was helping me. They were so nice. They did not want to arrest me, but they didn't have to do it, but they did. So anyways, well, you know what, guys, I have to go because I have to go get all of our stuff together, our insurance card and whatnot for the trip up to DMV to register this beast.
Okay, Kevin and I will just stay here and talk then.
Yeah.
Take care.
Well, that'll help.
If you want to come back later,
it'll give you more watch time.
The last time I was on a chat, you guys went and had dinner, and I stayed here with everybody. Remember?
You did. It was Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
you
was
did.
It?
That was Thanksgiving Day. Yeah.
I gotta go get food too. Cool. It was nice talking to you again.
All right, Lucretia.
Nice meeting you, Kevin.
On the RV.
All right. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out for a while.
No problem.
Bye-bye. That was fun, unexpected. Fun and unexpected. See, that's why I love this. It's hard not to come on here every day, but I've got to do some videos. So, anyways, yes, you have to be processed. And the policeman had to stay with me that arrested me. Well, they changed me off. City of Springfield Jail gave me to the Eugene police. Yes, Kaylee, I hope it goes smoothly too. I think it's going to be very good. I am so grateful that you all stuck with me for 2.5 hours almost. And we had a great little panel up here. I don't think I was interviewed fully by Kevin, and we need to have him back to interview me fully. I really enjoy you guys, and I can't wait to meet those of you that are going to be down in Quartzsite, and maybe eventually the rest of you along the way. And I'm excited. So I love you all. I really do. I appreciate every one of you for hanging out and giving me information. I have lots of stuff written down, many things, And I think this is going to be a great ride. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with people, a lot of fun with each other. One of my desires is to spend time with just Richard. We've been married 36 years, and we've not spent a lot of those years just Richard and I, maybe 10. So, yes, sir. That's true. I'm going to, maybe when we get back, well, it'll be dark when we get back or close to dark. I will do a video tomorrow of the RV. And so I have to say goodbye. So anyways, yep. I appreciate y'all. I enjoy you. And I just be happy when I get to meet those that I get to meet along the way. And stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.